because well, okay. Situated city is the name of this speaking. It's a concept taken from another theory called the situated knowledge from Donna Haraway, which talk about the different knowledge that bringing them together will bring the real knowledge, not only the most technological, but also the local, the historical, and stuff like that. Matters wrote, multiplying the points of view to find the matter of summer records. That's another metaphor that you will find out during the presentation. I'm going to talk about first a little bit about us, super fast, and then 6 lines of working with the city, and 3 examples of how we try to implement these lines of working. First of all, it's Zuloark, a collective that it was created 10 years ago, and I don't know what is the. How do we define ourselves is an addition of individual identities, but trying to make an effort on create a collective identity. This is why we never appear by individuals, but the big group, the big frame is what we try to force. This is a little the evolution of the members of the platform, how we have been working with many different things, many different relationship with the collective, and the pink one was the Thought House part of the when we start to work with a big platform of working. Thought House is also another working platform that we used to. It's an open network of projects built by many of the collectives that have been speaking, where the projects come up and then people can come in, which is many different identities again working in a project under the umbrella of Thought House. Okay. Bueno, this is a little bit some of the projects we've done, but I think I'm going to start with the lines. Bueno. First thing I want to talk about is the complexity. We try to work with this complexity of the public space. It's very important for us not to simplify this complexity, but to work with it. And also, inside our collective, we try to develop the way we work with this complexity. And inside this complexity is where we recognize ourselves and how we work with it. Not only with the projects, but also with the group making the project. This is the first line of working. It's called inside this complexity. We start to work in some projects of the city, and the first thing to crystallize this complexities is how we start working with these many different points of view, many different ideas. So the first thing we try to do is create the collective tools, what we call the collective tools. And I don't know how to define this concept because it's something we're developing. But one of the first points to develop this is some workshops we did inside Cebada, and also another one called Handmade Urban Design. And with many different people, we have to work on designing urban. And the tools for this one, these collective tools, were same materials for everybody, same tools for everybody, and same construction detail for everybody. We start from a construction detail that it was evolved in many different situations, but we all have all these things. And one big goal, which was making the auditorium of Cebada. Before, 1 year ago, we didn't have that many chairs and the grades. So we built these different things. Out of this material that we found in special resource, this is the working team, and this is how it ended up. 30 different chairs, making this situation possible. And it was very nice because at the end of the week we have this, the first cinema in Cebada, the first cinema festival. So we were very happy that we ended up using all of the chairs. Another example, a different thing because it was not working in the city, special city, which is our university. We try to think in the university as a little city, and same thing. Some tools for everybody. Everybody have the same materials and same thing to do. One big structure to create the big program. This one was completely different. Instead of making the auditorium, we make the stage. This is a working process, and this is the final resolution out of the 3 different groups working with the 3 different instructors that we try to put together. Second line. More pictures about it. The second line is something that we call Mind the Gap. Mind the Gap, I don't know if you know these things, is from the subway in London. When the doors open, it says, Mind the Gap. So we try to bring this concept into urban design. It was something I talked before about Cebada, but Mind the Gap is trying to get the people closer, the designers of the public space and the users of the public space. It's a big distance between these 2 situations. And also this big distance is also vertical, from top to the bottom, from bottom to the top, bottom-up strategies, up-bottom strategies, and what we wanted to try to discover, it's an horizontal position. When we are on the horizontal position, we realize that many other agents can get into these discussions, and then everybody could feel free to get closer to any, I don't know, disciplines or any people designing and people using, and you can get an opinion, you can get feedbacks. So it's trying to put this structure into an horizontal way. And the example of this is Campo de Cebada. I guess you all heard the story, so this is just images of Campo de Cebada that is going to be very fast. The old building, the very, very ancient old building, the one we have now, the swimming pool that was built over there, the building, the new project, that one, that everybody loves, so is that. The destruction of the building, and the controversy point, go back. Remember the controversy point that we said before? From everybody, everything started. This was it. Very nice situation, and one day was closed, and then everything started over there. Continue. This is the. Wait. Next. This one. Very important one. This is a meeting with the people from the city council, people from the participation department, many associations of the neighborhood, many neighbors, 18-year-old neighbors in the same table of these designing people, and some other neighbors and people involved. Very important. Horizontal. Very horizontal. Next one. Another one. And then this is the beginning of Plaza de Cebada, nothing there, and then the construction, things happening, and the police over there, very happy to work with us. That was 1 year ago. This is also where not only to have this physical presence, but also virtual presence to reach different points of the city that you don't control. Some of the posts, everybody is able to upload the post, and it's as public as is the public the square is the public space on the virtual scene. The beginning, we start with the door representing a way to promote or to get to know the situations on the internet, but also on the door. First concert, first one of the openings, another stage built by one of the neighbors. And then wait, that's important. After a while, many other groups in the city start to meet in Cebada, to start to do this horizontal process, but by themselves in Cebada. So they were kind of contaminated by this stimulating horizontal way of treating things, and they started to do. This is called EduMeet. It's another process talking about education and how things work, and it's also kind of the same. Many different people, everybody talking and getting the positions closer. Another one. Dancing, rocking in Cebada, some of the workshops, the construction, with todo por la praxis of the big building, the big container, some shadows with Basurama, some protest actions against the swimming pool, very, very emotional moment when the old citizen really accept the space as something public that they can join, because before it was more young people and motivated people, but then we get it, kids making the space themselves, and then some other buildings. Next, bueno, some other moments, how we make the construction and all the facilities. I already explained all this before, so. Next concept is the handmade urban design. Also we have the workshop, but this is also a concept we developed. And this is how the process of citizen empowerment, how the process that we have to develop and work on the process of the citizen empowering the space, and also taking the decisions that what they want, what they need, and also make it possible and build them. This is the real empowerment, is them to build their own little space. So this is the example is the super furnaces. We're gonna super fast. Super furnaces. The super furnaces concept is from it's just, as everybody knows, the superheroes concept, the super furniture concept is the same thing. From the shy, not very popular guy inside his house, I don't know, kind of situation, into the super Spider-Man by the bite of the little spider. Superpowers, everybody loves Spider-Man, he makes so many things for the city, he rescues everybody. So this is the same concept we try to make for Budapest. This is a project we make in Budapest. This is what we found. The little, I don't know, shy situation, depressed, nobody take care of him, nobody get close to this little bench, broken, blah, blah, blah. And then we put this superhero concept into building this super bench. It's the bench, but with much more, I don't know, much more values, I guess. We always said the same thing is not only one homeless is sleeping, but 3 homeless could sleep together and have a little talk before they sleep. So this is some of the construction process and how we build it. And this is very, very challenging for us. It's very important that in this, it's very important in Budapest, what we found very difficult wasn't to build this thing, but to convince the people from the organization that we were capable and able to build it. They didn't trust us, they didn't want us to build it, because they thought the police were going to stop it, and it was going to be a total disaster. And the challenging part of this project was to convince the organizers that it's possible. The citizen, and it was also an example for the citizens in Budapest that you can do it, you can build it, if there's something you want. It was more exemplifying that actually building this little thing. This is also another superpower that it has digital data that you can download about all the initiatives around the river, such as the one we did. And then something very important of this empowerment is that the people are able to build these things. So according to this, what we do is design, make all the draws so that people can see how easy it is or how difficult it is, but they are able and capable to build it with this easy IKEA way of instructions. Everybody can build it, everybody can do it. Citizen empowerment. I'm almost finishing. Fourth concept. Fourth concept is the situated knowledge. As I said, the situated knowledge is something from Donna Haraway, which is the not taking care only of the super technological advanced knowledge, but also the local knowledge, the historical knowledge, the citizen knowledge, the social knowledge, and all together in a specific site will make the big knowledge and the big learning thing. This is from Donna Haraway, and this is how we try to implement into the city this different knowledge from different collectives. And the project that reflects this way of working, it's called Inteligencias Colectivas. The Inteligencias Colectivas it's a project about, it's an investigation about non-standard construction details. Non-standard construction details that we find all over the world. And this is our web platform where we upload everything, and you can download, and then it's easy. Now we are 10 people working on this project, and there's already 100 people uploading information on it. It's all over the world, as you see, and it's based on 4 concepts. Very easy. One is the catalog. The catalog is all the different intelligence that we found all over, with a little photograph, description, and a map of where they are. This is, if I want to understand what is a collective intelligence, I will, some of them, it's this little thing over there. This thing we found in Medellin by chance in the street. It's a flag on the street, and it's a concept we have been developing also in Cebada. A square with a flag can be much more bigger. So this is something we found amazing. It's from the non-standard, of course, invented by somebody. Another example, that people couldn't pay for and the government didn't want to pay for the street to be rebuilt, and the citizens, there were commercial areas, so they need this to be done, and they became with the idea, why don't we make the people pay for a little tile? So we make this little message. You could have your own message and pay for this little tile. You will pay for like I don't know, 10 square centimeters of this street, and you can have your own message. And it was such a success, and they make all the street with this message. Even the companies, the private companies wanted to be there, but they decided only to give it to the people. Another collective intelligence. Third concept, upgrades, is not only finding and studying these things, but also drawing and making it able to be understood by some other different citizens. This is how we draw it, as I was talking before, the draws that the inteligencia and the upgrade, which is the draw of it. Vamos, dale. Third concept is the prototyping. Well, some of them. Out of all these intelligencias and all these projects that we found, we make prototypes. Mixing all these intelligencias from different places and from different locations, we try to implement them into different prototypes. This was one of it, but the most special one is the Oficina of Inteligencias Colectivas. ¿Pasa? This is a very special one. A prototype we made in Peru for a lighting sign, that it was lighting by the energy of this bicycle, by the people making some exercise. How you build it, how you build it. And the fourth part, and one of the most important and emotional for us, is the human network. We realize it's so important, not only finding this intelligence, but also finding the people who is making them, and trying to connect them into the different networks, into take them out of this super unknown situation and bring them and legitimate what the knowledge they have, and also be friends with them, working with them, and making the prototypes with the people that actually have the knowledge to make it. Pasa. Bueno, y voy al último ya. Almost the last one, fifth one, high tech. No. High tech. High tech, low cost. Easy to understand this concept. High technology, low cost technology. We try to achieve the same things that the super high technology devices with low technology devices, and with high technology but low budget. The main example is the piggy bank. We were commissioned to build a piggy bank with an artist that make a project for La Latina, for this neighborhood, collecting the old coins, old pesetas, the currency we have before euro, but you cannot use it now. So he wanted to collect the coins and also the wishes for the people for the neighborhood. And she said, I need a piggy bank to collect these two things, and we said, okay, but let's make it super high technology. So our high technology, low budget was this piece. And the thing is that when you put the money in, you could record a message, and then that message, you could go outside with these buttons, press it, and listen to the message some other people have put on it. This is how it looks like at the end. And it was a complete disaster. We have so many problems. They destroy the whole thing so many times. We have to make people take care of it. Each week, a couple of people taking care of our ucha, our piggyback. It was such a difficult way. For 4 months, it was in the street, and almost half of the lighting was destroyed. It was a very interesting process. Second example is the sign that I was talking about. Same thing, we wanted to make a sign so people could see the place we were working on, because it was hard to us to find it. So we decided to make a sign for them so it will be much more visible to the city of Lima, Peru. We work with these people that collect all the materials in the city, which are called recyclers, I guess. And we... No? Recyclers? No?
Es que él es inglés, ¿sabes?
Bueno, dale. And out of this inteligencia, we find next one that we found in the street. We make the project afterwards. Dale. Juanito on the bike. The human network we made with this guy that knows how to rearrange the bike so it works with the mechanism. Making all the lighting and all the energy and all the engine work with this another super knowledge person that explains us all about it. The low budget, low cost, high technology, super amazing. The bottles, very impressive, very good detail, non-standard detail. You screw the top of the bottle, and then you just put the bottle on it, and it works. Some black, some white. The batteries, the super high-tech device, the lightings, core lightings, and the sign, the electric sign. And the last concept. The last concept is the long life to architecture. This is a concept we really like to talk about, especially in this moment of crisis. We don't believe in ephemeral architecture at all. We think all the ephemeral acts have less impact in the city and less interest. Even if it's small, if it lasts longer, the impact is much more bigger. So, concerning this project, we also designed what we call the critical object. A critical object is an object that has the ability to criticize himself, to evolve himself. Out of this criticism and analyze of himself, he could develop another second life where he can work in a different situation, different context. This is called the critical object, or the second lives. The second lives means that an object could be unused, or could be dismantled, but could be make it in another fund. So this is the project example. This is La Noche en Blanco, the White Night thing. The same thing that happened here. We were commissioned not to work here, but in another part of Madrid, the big main street, Gran Via. And the whole thing was about playing. The whole night, all the people were working about playing. So our play was an intergenerational playfield.
Yes.
A place to have fun as the kids, but for everybody, also the old people. This is one of the swinging that we make, and the second lives. The second life is that we bring it into a neighborhood, a very poor and with a very difficult situation neighborhood where they don't have any public parks or any playing grounds. And this is right after 1 month after we built it, and this is 1 year after these photographs, which is still working. Some changing, some things, but not ephemeral projects. And well, that's it. Thank you very much.